Hi, I'm Dr. Susan Schneider, and I'm president of the Oncology Nursing Society in the U.S. We have over 39,000 members, and I'm happy to be here at EONS representing our organization. One of our strategic initiatives is advocating for the profession and for our patients. And over the past year, we've had really two exciting opportunities to advocate for oncology nurses and oncology care. In January, at the U.S. State of the Union address, President Obama directed Vice President Biden to lead a cancer moonshot initiative. And the terminology cancer moonshot is a little bit confusing, as particularly people under 35 in the U.S. don't understand that term. But the idea was, as the U.S. had put a lot of initiative into putting a man on the moon, we can also put a lot of initiative into advancing cancer care. And so the Cancer Moonshot Initiative is to take 10 years of research and potential developments or innovations in cancer care and get them into practice within 5 years, and so that we can make a giant leap in cancer care. And there were several ways to go about figuring out what actually needed to be done for that. And Vice President Biden had listening posts at different institutions throughout the U.S. And the Oncology Nursing Society got very involved right away to make sure that our voice was heard and that we had a seat at the table. We had nurse researchers at 5 of the listening posts around the country. And our own CEO, Brenda Nevijan, was seated right next to Vice President Biden at the Duke University one. So that was one thing we did. And then we also made a recommendation for one of our nurse researchers to be on the Blue Ribbon panel. And the Blue Ribbon panel was the group that actually decided what recommendations were going to be moving forward for those advances in cancer treatment. And so we had a nurse on that panel, there was a social worker on the panel, and the rest of the panel was pretty much physicians and researchers. But the important thing was that we were able to get the nurse's voice heard and advocate for patients. We wanted people to realize that cancer occurs in a person and there's a whole care environment that's involved, and cancer just doesn't occur in the cell. So while laboratory advancements are great, improving the whole care environment is critical.
That's great. So what were the results of this advocacy work?
So the results of the advocacy work were pretty amazing. In September, mid-September, they put out the report. There were 10 recommendations, and 2 of those recommendations were really nursing focused. One was to improve symptom management, to help patients be able to tolerate their treatments and to live well with their cancer. And that's a major focus of cancer nursing. And the other one was to focus on prevention and early detection, which we think are really key to making changes in cancer care. So we're keeping up. What we're doing is right now we have a team of researchers kind of ready for when they put out some calls for funding for symptom management research and how we're going to implement that across the country. So we're queuing up for that. The other thing that we're implementing that we just started this year was to have a standalone day where we brought oncology nurses to Capitol Hill to advocate for cancer issues. And in September, we had over 100 of our oncology nurses on Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C., talking to their legislators about oncology issues. We were advocating for palliative care and increased funding for cancer care.